So for an agenda, we're going to do a little bit of an introduction to talk a little bit more about myself and Jessica. We're going to hit why networking is important, meeting people versus networking with intention, how to network like you mean it. We're going to do a little bit of a mini pitch competition, next steps for success, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A. So who are we? As Phil has said, we are two women of color on a mission to help cultivate and produce high-performance students and young adults to change the way they work within their organizations and individually. I am an HR leader with over 10 years experience in the HR and talent management space. And in 2018, I started my own HR consultancy firm, Culture Shift HR. Jessica Sinclair is the founder of Network Like You Mean It, which is a workshop that provides tips on how to identify, cultivate, and maintain meaningful relationships through effective networking. She's also an Amazon bestseller. So why is networking important? First of all, it's an avenue to exchange ideas. When you network, you're able to meet with incredible like-minded individuals that can not only listen to your ideas, but can make them bigger, better, and can help you strategize in ways you never even thought possible. It makes you noticeable. It's not just what you bring to the table, but it's who's around that table as well. Who is helping you open other doors and make other introductions. All of that is also very important. It's an avenue for newer opportunities. The old way of job searching is very old. And so now it's not just applying for those jobs, but it's about who you know. It's about introducing yourself and setting yourself apart so that the employer knows who to look at. It's support from high-profile individuals. As Jessica is going to talk about, your network is your net worth. So it's important that you have those sponsors, those allies, and those mentors who are there to support you and elevate you in different settings, even when you're not in the room. Growth in status. It's so important that when you need help, when you need a leg up, that you have the network to help you get there. And so it will help you grow in not only what you do, but what you represent as well. It also helps in your self-confidence. Sometimes you hit a lull in life and it can be a challenging time. Your network is those people that bring you together, lift you up, and help you get over that hump so that you can continue to be the best that you can be. And then lastly, it helps you develop long-lasting relationships. Jessica and I met through networking, and here we are still standing today having our own partnership. So you can develop long-lasting relationships that will take you and your business and endeavors to the next level. So the difference between meeting people and intentionally networking is that most professionals view networking as a necessary skill because you have to meet new people. But there is so much more to networking with intention. Because when you network with intention, you want to make sure you clarify your goals and you ask, how is working with them or how is meeting them going to be a game changer? How are they going to share information with me? How are they going to help increase my knowledge in something? It's so key when we're networking with intention. Further to that, we need to make sure we follow up, check in, and educate. Just talking to somebody once isn't networking. We need to make sure we're checking in, asking how they're doing, seeing what events they have going on, making sure we're supporting them on social media platforms, and ensuring that we continue to build that relationship and that trust factor. And then lastly, we need to make sure we define our why and prepare. It is so important that when you network with intention, that you know why you're networking. Is it to get a new opportunity? Is it to get your brand to someone else? Is it to help build your business? Is it to help open a door? When you have that intention, you make sure you're targeting the right people who will help you reach your end goal, and that will help you to prepare so you are ready for those amazing conversations. And so with that, the Career Mavericks are here to help. We are super excited to go through this methodology with you because it will literally take your networking to the next level. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Jessica.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you so much for the Chambers for seeing the value, of course, in our content. So network like you mean it, I'm going to just deep dive right in. It's not networking when you want to, right? You have to be strategic. You have to be humble, and most importantly, you have to be resilient. Resiliency is key because like Alicia mentioned, not every day the phone is going to ring. Not every day someone's going to answer back an email. What are you going to do, give up? I would think not. So these are my core fundamentals to my workshop, Networking Like You Mean It. So your network is your net worth, and it's a saying that has been said time and time again, but it's 100% fact. Who you know could be your next investor. Who you know could have an amazing idea that can take your idea to the next level. Look around you. Who do you know? Who do you know? I challenge you guys to go into your phone, your Rolodex, if that even still exists. I don't want to judge anybody out there, but your LinkedIn profile, there's money out there. Go secure the bag. My networking is very strategic. It really isn't about the coins, but at the end of the day, we need to basically live, right? So you want to make sure that when you're networking, it's two-folded. So your network is your net worth. But before I go into my first tip, I want you guys to understand that networking is the most underrated thing in the world, but it can change your life in seconds. Let me see that again. Networking is the most underrated skill, the most underrated task to do that's efficient. We're not talking about going out and passing a business card that's not strategic. Not everyone deserves your business card. Not everyone deserves your energy. So networking has to be strategic. The right and proper way to do it is building a foundation. It's a relationship, brick by brick. Alicia, let's go to the first slide. Tip number 1 is self-discovery. Who are you? I don't know you. You know yourself best. What are your traits? What are things that you have to work on? Where are you in your career? Where are you in your entrepreneurship hat, right? You have to know who you are because other persons will mold you and who they want you to be. I'm not sure if you guys were here during the confidence class where I told you guys to do your strengths and your weakness. The same thing applies here because at the end of the day, we're always in our head. We think we're the greatest. We think we're, all of that in a bag of chips, like my niece will say, but you really need to tap into yourself, your inner core self. Self-discovery is number 1. You don't want others to mold you. You don't want others to say, hey girl, hey, or hey guy, hey, this is what I want you to do. And you don't have your 2 feet rooted on the floor. Self-discovery allows you to take off. That next chapter flight is what I always talk about in my book. How are you taking off when you don't know who you are? There's a thing where you come from a great background, right? You have your cheerleaders. We're not talking about your core cheerleaders, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your kids, right? They see you in a different light, that different way than me and Phil and Alicia will see you, right? As professionals. So you have to have a balance. Self-discover. Take a moment this week. I do self-discovery on a Sunday. It's where I'm most at peace with myself, right? There's no emails, there's no phones going off. Let a Sunday be your day to deep dive in who you are. Self-discovery is something that you're going to do throughout your life. I'm telling you guys right now, you need to define who you are on your journey. And one of the things that can help you is a strength and weakness list. I love those lists. I have them all around in my notebook because every day it's a different you showing up. You're not the same. Who you were yesterday is not the same person that you were today. And so that will affect your networking, right? There's days when I don't want to network because it wasn't my best self. I'm not going to play myself and go email someone because my structure and my email, that's key. I won't have the best subject because I'm not who I am, the most energetic person out there, as persons have labeled me as such. So you have to understand who you are in order for you to network effectively. Sundays, put it down on paper right now. And another thing I wanted to mention with my PowerPoint, if you are just tuning in, I'm not force feeding you guys anything, right? You have to be active. You have to jot things down. What's most important to you is how we're going to roll and rock out today. All right. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is define your why. So now you know you're the bomb.com, right? But why? Why do you want to network? Define your why. Are you looking for job placement? Are you looking for a sponsorship, right? Are you looking for an internship? I mean, the list can go on, but I meet people, guys, and they don't know what they want from me. So if you don't know what you want from me, then I'm going to say, okay, well, then you don't even know what you want. Now there's a problem here, right? Because time is currency. We'll talk a bit about that a bit later. You have to define your why. Right. And for me, there's another piece on this is, okay, great. I know I want sponsorship, but if I don't get the sponsorship again, am I going to stop pitching myself? Define your why, right, guys? And then connect it with something so bigger than you that you will never give up, right? For me, I tell the same story because it means so much to me, right? My parents are first generation Jamaicans, lived in one bedroom in Jamaica, came here to achieve this dream, a dream that for most persons, it's hard coming here as an immigrant. I'm the only American born child. So for me, I can't give up because I want to strive for greatness, number one. Number two, I'm the American one, as they used to label me as. So I'm like, I got to show out because I'm the American one, right? But number three, I want to make them proud. I want to make my dad so proud that he doesn't have to go out there and be a cab driver anymore. I want to make my mom so proud that she doesn't have to be a carnival vendor. And there's no shade to what they've done because they achieved the dream, but they had to work so hard for it. They didn't come to a class like this. They didn't know anything about networking when they did, right? They achieved greatness through the mud. So for me, it's like, how can I stop? How can I stop creating avenues and streams for myself when I know where my parents have come from? So when you tell me no, I'm going to go find someone else that's going to say yes, because I have defined my why and I have connected my why with an emotional connection. On my window or on my mirror right now, it says strive for greatness because your parents did. How deep is that? Connect your why to a deeper rooted connection, if that makes sense. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about others around you. And I'm not trying to put pressure on yourself, but pressure bursts pipes, as they say. You got to show and prove because it's so much harder for minorities. And every time I give this speech or I give this workshop, I feel like a different sensation comes over me because I want you guys to be so good out there. Anything that you can do it. But you have to be strategic with your moves. You have to come into that meeting, know what you want from John Brown. You have to, because people give you a limited amount of time before they phase out to the next thought. It happens to me every day. We have so much going on up here, right? We work so hard. We're not like Europe where we could take a siesta, right? We're always going, our minds are always working, and until you can go to Europe and live your best life, I need you to network effectively and define that why. And when you define what you need, you're going to connect it to something that will make you keep going, that will keep you so focused. And for me, it's my family. Tip number 3. So you're here, right? You researched. I hope you figured out who we are because I know there's a lot of ads going on, but I wouldn't dare come into any type of room without knowing at least 5 people that's going to be on the panel, or there's a repost. I want to know who reposted. You have to be so strategic with networking. You need to wow people. So I call it my top 5, right? So every day of the week, I would say every day, but on my Monday, I set the tone for my week. And I want to connect with 5 people. And it's not necessarily emailing them or hopping on the phone. I want to know what they're doing, especially if they're in my industry and especially if they're not in my industry, because that's an opportunity later on for me to learn more from them. So what does that mean? Right? What does that mean? It means that you're going to be strategic with 5 persons. You can find them on LinkedIn. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on the US Black Chambers. They have so many great thought leaders throughout this whole series. Get to know someone. Find out what their expertise is. Find out if they just wrote an amazing article. What are their hobbies? Ding, 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 ding. People love when you connect them with something personal, right? Social media shows you in so many different hats where you may forget that these are human beings. Who's a blogger who likes to swim, who likes to bird watch? Guys, when you're networking, you have to be a human. I don't want to talk to robots out there. I would love for you to say, hey, Jessica, I know you're a cardiology nurse, right? Are there any new trends out there? Something like that. Or, hey, Jessica, I see that undergrad, you went to City College. Guess what? I'm an alumni. To me, I'm like, oh my God, say less, because now I know that you went to the CUNY system. Where did you go to school? Where did that person go to school? These are the things that are going to take you from the rest of the flock, as I would say, right? Because now you're going to bring something different to the table when you get there because you did your research. Now, we're in a platform on Zoom, right? Let's say the Chambers, we were at a lovely restaurant and it's just only me and Alicia. We can't possibly talk to everyone, right? So you're going to be strategic with the top 5 because there'll be other 3 other players there on a panel, and you want to make sure that you have another person to talk to. I find that, some persons come to an event and they're like, I gotta talk to the keynote speaker and I'm tunnel vision. But guess what? It's only one keynote speaker. Maximize your time via research. Get to know other key players that will be there. Game changing, right? You got to think outside the box when you're networking. You got to be creative. You have to know people. Networking is like dating, right? As they say, you're going to kiss many frogs. Just like the same methodology, you're going to do the same thing here with networking. Not everyone wants to talk to you. Okay, so cool. You guys want to talk to me? I got four other people on my top 5 list. Who taught you that? No one, because people out there, they want to collect and keep everything for themselves. This is why I'm so happy, glad that you guys invested this time. Networking will change your life if you're strategic. Get your top 5 list. You can't do it every week. Make it a goal every 2 weeks. You have to go out there and get to know some people. And it can't be the same people that are on your level, ladies and gentlemen. Go and find someone that in your brain, they're so far up there, they will never respond. That's where you're wrong. Because now but now through research, you got to know them more. Now their answer, because you knew that they did a piece on scuba diving. You know what I mean? People, when they network, it's all about ask, ask, ask. Go show off. Go show off. Tip number 4, social media. Now, this is so great because a few years ago, we were not in a social media era or age. Social media can change your life if you're utilizing it the right way. Who are you following? Who are you following? Right? It's so great to follow your cousins and your sisters and back home, but that's where Facebook would come in for me, right? You have so with social media, right? I call it my triangle. You have Facebook, and these are my top 3 on my triangle. Yours could be different. Okay, I have my Facebook, I have my Instagram, and I have LinkedIn. I'm one person. I have a lot of things going on, so I focus on those 3. If you're a TikToker, could be great. If you're entertaining, or if you have, I hear if you have content, you can go on there. That's not necessary for me, right? So I love the hashtags. The hashtags. Who are you following, and what are you hashtagging? So when it comes to the hashtag, right, you want to hashtag the top 10 things in your industry. Google can help you with that right now. Jot it down. So if I'm a nurse, right? And so I'm going to Google what are the top trending hashtags for RNs, registered nurses. Google will do that. But then another thing about hashtagging, I'm going to go personalize it. How many of you guys are personalizing your hashtags for your business or for your job? You're an HR recruiter, you're a tech guy or girl, you're a tax accountant. So I would say, Phil the tax man. Hello. That's so catchy. Phil the tax man. Now he's trending because that's easy for branding, right? So you want to make sure that you're not hashtagging more than 20. And this is for Instagram. You don't want to be considered a spammer or what have you. So you want to have your core hashtags for your industry. And then you want to have some personalized ones. Now, one of the reasons why I want you guys to search the hashtag in your phone, I'm just going to do a quick little, I'm going to go on Instagram really quickly, and we're going to go on the Explorer page because this now allows you to find out what other persons are doing in your industry. And now that's a connect. That's a connect. So I'm going to put RN boss. I'm going to see RN. Okay. I just put RN in my phone. I don't know if there's a glare. Okay. RN. Somebody's posting something. Okay. So the word RN is there. It says that 4.6 million posts use the word RN. So now I want to be a little more specific. So I would say med search RN, because let's say I'm looking for a job in med search. What better way to find out about a job by picking someone's brain that is actually in the field. So now that I know that there is a med search RN out there, there's plenty, now I can see her page or his page, get to know what they like. Social media has to be used strategically, guys, right? Because people are on their phones more than they're on their emails. They're on social media, more than they're checking their email. How many of you guys are utilizing direct messaging, the DM? It goes down in the DM. There's a whole song on there about that. I forgot the guy's name, Yo Gotti, I don't know. And it does go down in the DM. That's how we connected with US Black Chambers. I'm not making this stuff up. They saw our posts, they saw our content, they hit us up on the DM, and then we went from there to an email. Then from the email, we went on a phoner. I'm not making any of this stuff. I live this life every day, right? So somebody say, hey, Jessica, what do I write in the DM? All right, I'll tell you. Simple. Hi, Jessica. I've been following on social media. I love the posts. Now be specific. You don't want to be vague. I love the posts that you talked about networking like you mean it, and how tip number 4 talked about social media. Wow, I never thought of it like that. You got to give us a little bit more than, hey, girl, hey, can I pick your brain? I'm going to say no. For what? What do you know, because that's such a common thing to say. Give us a little bit more. Be specific. I don't move without being strategic, else I'm not moving at all. So I'm going to go find a post that I commented on. So another thing, so now you're in the DM, you want to show them your track record, just like a resume or what have you, or showing up, improving. You're going to say, oh, well, you hashtagged on their page, nice job, right? You liked it. You probably, there's a button, there's a feature also on Instagram where you can save a post that allows people to get more, I would say, visibility, right? Because the person that is in the DM, they're going to start looking at your page, right? So you want to make sure now that your page is A1. So again, I'm going to show you a page right now, and I hope, let's see. Can you see this? Let's see, there's a glare. All right, so this is a page. I think this is my personal page. I see a bright profile picture, right? This is my personal page. My profile picture is clear. And then we talk about the real estate. I call bio real estate. What does mine say? Cardiac RN. Okay, maybe I'm looking for a job, or maybe someone is looking for advice, cardiology, right? I put corporate speaker, DOE vendor, best-selling author, right? MWBE. That took a lot of work. So I'm going to make sure that's up there, right? And then I'm going to put founder, and I put all my Instagram handles. You guys are playing around with your real estate. Everything on here, as I scroll down, all these pictures, all my pictures are vivid, okay? I'm not playing around with lighting, okay? Because if it's foggy, if it's fuzzy, I think that you don't care about your presence. Look at your social media, okay? Are you a person that's always with a glass or a cocktail in your hand? You got to do better, because people, unfortunately, we're very superficial, right? We're judging you already. Oh gosh, look at Phil, here he goes again. You know, you don't want that. You don't want that association. So I would say, look at your real estate, give us 5 main things about you. Where can we find you? A lot of people drop the ball. I have my website link. That is my portfolio. If you don't have a website, I tell you to go get one. I'm telling you right now to go get one. They're free. You have Webly. You have these websites that you can do. Foursquare. You could do them in like an hour. They're very basic, but at least now you have a home. Okay. Even if you are not an entrepreneur, this conversation is about networking. So you have a hobby, go have a hobby page. A hobby page that you want to take flight with, make sure that there's a page for you. And most importantly, a call to action. Email me here. We're dropping the ball with that. Make sure if you have an email link that is actually a real email, that it doesn't have a link that's no longer associated with that. I've seen that. I'm on to the next person. I'm not going to message you and say, hey, your email link was, I'm gone. And it's not because I'm mean, just because that's how life is. Okay. So you're going to have your website, your call to action. Give me some stuff about you that is different than someone else. If you guys notice, I didn't say public speaker, right? Everyone's a public speaker. I secured a corporate job. Now I'm a corporate speaker. I'm running with that. Okay. Department of Education vendor. Show off. When you put the work in and you don't want to tell people, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially in social media time. I get riled up about social media. Okay, I'm moving on. Tip number 5. This is collaboration. Collaboration is the new form of currency. Write that down. I used to say collaboration's key. I moved on from that. It's currency. It's a free way. And I use the word free very loosely because a lot of you guys are afraid to show up for free. I don't know why Black and brown people just want the bag right away. Some of us have to show what we can do first, right? And that is a free way to go get on someone's website that has 20,000 followers. You guys get what I'm saying here, right? That's another way for you to be an expert at a topic, because they didn't have a budget, you're not going to show up, especially if your first year coming out of, not even coming out of school, but first year entrepreneur. Go get in their network. Let them put your beautiful profile picture. And another thing about social media, get a professional headshot, people. There is someone out there that's looking for talent. This is where collaboration comes in. You don't have a headshot, go connect with an up and coming photographer, right? There's apps on here on your smartphone allow you to have great lighting, fix up your images. Back to collaboration. So collaboration is so great, right? I talked about reposting. Now that I shared that the Black Chamber is having a talk on healthcare awareness, someone's going to come on my page and say, who's this girl? She's always doing this so effortlessly. I repost like no one's business. Why? A, because I care. And B, now I have those eyeballs from your page now on mine for free. If it ain't free, it ain't me. And Phil knows that, right? So you're going to repost. You're going to sign up to be an editor maybe on a newspaper or a blog. Now that's portfolio building through collaboration. Somebody will hire you based on that, because at home waiting for the bag, you don't have an experience, right? So collaboration is game changing. I used to collaborate. I can't even tell you how many times I would collaborate because I was a new MC or a new speaker. And then somebody remembered me and they said, Jessica, I have a budget. It just happened today. I have a major conference coming up in August. Hello, with the budget. But the director remembered me because I was so excited just for the opportunity to help her. It is relationship building, ladies and gentlemen, and that happens with collaboration. Again, we have the Jewish community, we have the Asian community, we have the Middle Eastern community that's collaborating effectively from day one. It's their foundation. But because of our mentality from where we've come from, we think it's only one allowed. One thriving Black person, one person getting all the coins. We have to share the wealth of information. I'm not talking about the wealth of anything else. All I care about is sharing information here. This is why we're here, right? Collaboration can change your life. Jot that down. Who can you collaborate with tomorrow, right? Are you an English major? Can you edit my next book? Are you a graphic artist? Could you help illustrate my next book that's coming out? Connection is key and currency, because now you're on my book and now they're going to say, Jessica, was this person credible? Absolutely. Were they professional? Reviews are everything, especially for Black and brown people, especially for us. We thrive on reviews because people want to see the buy. Before they buy in, they have to see what we've done, what we've done. All I kick right now is facts, pure facts, because I've lived this life. I have worked my tips for about 2 years. Tip number 6. And this is tip number 6 is invest in yourself. And okay, there it is. Invest in yourself. So you showed up to this workshop, right? Investment of time, very big for me, more than me actually buying a ticket. There's times I buy a workshop ticket, I don't even show up because I have something else to do. So the investment of time is everything, right? Also, personal development allows you to meet some folks on a social level. So there's 2 ways how I love to do the investment of my time. Investment of my growth is join some social groups, because the social groups is where you let your hair down, you're having a good time, even in the Zoom space. I have joined some bird. First of all, I don't even know anything about a bird, but I joined a social bird watching group because it was COVID-19. I can't believe how many associates I met through bird watching on YouTube with them. And it's like, chirp, chirp, like nobody's talking. You know, that voice on the Discovery Channel, the bird is now mating, whatever. But then after we deep dive into who we were, I also was a part of a piece called the Traveling Journal that traveled all throughout America. Shout out to Kira, because that helped me channel my thoughts through COVID. This woman has walked away with this amazing project. I can't even wait to share that with the world. I'm sharing it with you guys now, but that was because I just wanted to let some steam out. Now this is a whole book that's going to be published. Hello. So a social group can change your life in ways that you can't even fathom because you showed up. And a group like this is professional development, right? And so you're going to meet some folks. I didn't get to tell everyone to, put where you're from in the chat and what field you're in. This is networking right now. So you guys can definitely take a moment. And I would love to pause because that's so important. Because after this is over, we may not have this time again. So if you can please just take a moment, we have time to just jot down, where you're from, what you're doing. And so we can get to know each other a bit better. But this is how it goes down. I always maximize a chat group because a lot of people are fearful, right? They're fearful to be the first person. And not everyone's going to be as vocal as me. I am the youngest of 5, so it comes very natural for me to yell and to say, hey, I'm here, I'm in the room, mom and dad, So introduce yourself, be that first person. Don't wait on anyone else, right? Tell us what your talents are. It's very important in this setting. So I challenge you to join a social group where you may have no interest, and also to continue to come into spaces like this. The chambers have so many classes, so many. And I hope you would tell a friend, tell them how great this session was, or the whole series was. So next year they can do it again to help somebody else. We have to do better with sharing information and investing in ourselves. I remember spending $200. I mean, I don't even think I started my career yet, but I was just so eager to be with some upper echelon persons that were going to buy a $200 ticket. I say that to say, don't let a dollar sign prevent you from growing in your field, because it'll come back twofold. You will walk away with a contact that you didn't have. And I'm not telling you to, be a baller, but sometimes not everything's going to be free, ladies and gentlemen. You got to pay to play. A lot of Black and brown persons, we don't want to do that. So you have to kind of pick and choose what you see the value in, of course, but you have to understand that the persons that can actually take you to the next level, they're paying for something. And I had to learn that. I learned that from 2 mentors. They're like, Jessica, not everybody that's going to take you to the next level is going to be in the free room. It changed everything for me. So if you can, like, say, make a sandwich for the month and get something together for a networking event or opportunity that you can buy a ticket where it's 200, I say, go ahead and do it. It's so important to be rubbing shoulders with persons that can afford a $200 ticket. And when I did that, the rest was history. All right. Tip number 7. Hi, Crystal. I see you're from Orlando. Welcome. Sorry, I kind of just do that sometimes. And so you do handmade accessories. Yay. I would love to talk to you because I'm having a nursing event and we're looking for sponsors. So there you go. Be bold, be bold. Okay, I'm back. Tip number 7 is time management. And I think I mentioned that earlier, that time is also currency. You will never get this 5 o'clock slot back. It is now 5:36. You will never get it back. So what are you doing in the time that you're here? How are you maximizing the time, right? Did you take notes, right? Did you screenshot? My best friend, I screenshot everything because taking pen to paper takes time. I took college note taking, and it was like the word dub. I don't even remember. It's funny. You don't use it, you lose it. And it's, instead of saying great, it was like GR, So college note taking allows you to save time in the classroom to take those notes. Same thing with networking. Save some time. You may want to ask someone to Take a photo of their business card, where right away now you have their phone number. That's a trick right there that I normally say, hey, can I take a picture? Can you send it to me, or can you airdrop? Let's use technology the right way. Technology can definitely help us with time management. You have Google Notes, Google Calendar, excuse me, where you can pre-send things, save some time. You have Planoly, and that Planoly is great for Instagram. I'm going to jot that down here. Planoly. This is good for social media, automatic posting, auto posting, and this is doing it for you. Saves you time right there. Google Calendar sends emails. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to schedule it, but it won't be in real time. So you're gonna schedule emails as well to save time. Also, you're gonna maximize whatever time you have. I'm trying to get better at that. So what could you do in 3 minutes, right? A little bit different than confidence, where I told you the things that can help you to reduce anxiety, but now it's about maximizing your time. So what could you effectively do in 3 minutes? You actually can do quite a lot. What can you do in 3 hours? Right? And then the things that you could spread out in a few days, maximize your time. Also, understand that because you're available does not mean that Alicia and myself are available. So another thing in time management, you have to have patience. You have to have patience, because not everyone's going to respond. And that was a hard pill for me to chew. I'm always so structured, very organized student of life, and I have to be flexible. You have to be flexible within your time management, building time management, because you're going to give up. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Nobody cares. They do care, but they have other things on their agenda. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. You're absolutely welcome. Use technology. And before we wrap up, I want Alicia to tell us, Alicia, can you type, you have some great time management apps that you use. I thought I jotted it down, but I didn't. I think one is Evernote. That is great for OneNote. Perfect. So these are the ones that can help you to save time. Excellent. I gotta make sure I jot those down, Alicia. I always forget them. I mean, especially if you have a team, use these apps. Mondays. I mean, tech is where it's at. So of course I'm the post-it queen. I don't have my post-its here next to me, but oh, here they are, they're over there. And I posted everything, but post-its can't talk to you to save time. Let technology help you, ladies and gentlemen, because it's helping the millennials. They're they're living their best life in real time because they schedule everything. Tip number 8. This is the elevator pitch. This is how deals are made in 60 seconds. And when I say these are things how deals are made, it really attracts the person to want to talk to you more, is what I'm trying to say. And so, in 60 seconds, I want to know who you are. I want to know where you're from. I want to know some experience that you have, like years. Like Alicia said, hi, I'm Alicia and I have 10 years. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, she's different than the girl that I just spoke with who only had 1 year. Yeah, that new girl is eager, but Alicia can help me get to the next level because she has so many connections, number one, and she's a seasoned vet. Listen to what people are saying to you guys, right? Elevator pitch is a very active listening, but you have to understand that, especially in the networking sector, if you will, or if you're at an event or even on Zoom, that the average person's attention span is less than 60 seconds as well. So just like your bio is a real estate, your elevator pitch is your real estate. I don't really care about your sorrows, and people will bore you. And so I don't want that to be you, right? But let me know who you are. Why are you so excellent? Why should I even give you my business card or follow up with you in 2 days? Because after 2 days, I really don't want to talk to you because I forgot you. And again, I'm not here to be the nice girl. I'm all about facts. In 2 days, something has happened in somebody's life, right? And so you need to get your message out in a short amount of time and tell me why I need to talk to you some more, because that's the name of the game, right? Is to say, hey guys, my name is Jessica Sinclair. I'm an MWBE. I'm an RN. Striving for greatness is my motto. And I would love to know how I can help. Like, whoa. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm Jessica Sinclair looking around. I don't even know what's going on. I'm sweating. I'm not even making eye. You got to make eye contact. You have to have great body posture in this elevator pitch. You're going to have your appearance flawless. I don't care if you're on Zoom. Everyone knows I love a red lipstick. See what I just did there? I smile. Smiling is my golden ticket. I know that. I've been told that, and now I maximize that. So red lipstick, here it is. I don't care if you don't care. I love it because it warms someone up. Smiling takes the edge off. Deep breathe in the bathroom if you have to. Deep breathe before you come to Zoom. But when you have this 60 seconds, I need you to nail it. I need you to nail it. So this is a part of my presentation where I would love to have some volunteers who can give me their elevator pitch. There we go. So, sorry, Alicia, I didn't wait for you. What's your pitch? And this is a part of the pitch competition. Of course, we're all friends here, as I would love to say, because there's no bad pitch. This is an opportunity for you to get some feedback, and also for other persons to hear about what you got going on. So Phil, is there any way I can, because it gets kind of quiet if no one volunteers, I would love to pick on someone. Is there any way I can see?
Sure. It looks like we have someone who has raised their hand.
Oh.
A Love. So
Okay.
A Love, I'm going to unmute you and let's hear that elevator pitch.
Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna set my time because yeah, I know I'm not playing around with you guys.
We know she's not playing around. Hey, Love, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you guys. I'm ready.
Okay, all right, so let's see. I'm gonna set my seconds. And when I say time, then of course, you won't say anything. And we'll have some dialogue. All right, 59 seconds. And you see, okay, and go.
Hi, guys. My name is Unique Love. I'm with the City of Urban as the Minority and Women Business Administrator here. And I would love to assist you in growing your business with the City of Urban by getting you contracts with the city, and then also make sure that I get you guys resources with the City of Urban and around the town. That's it.
That's it. Okay, so I got back my reaction. So you work for the City of Urban. To me, you're a community activist because you definitely said you want to help persons secure the, is it a licensure? What exactly would they get?
They will get a contract with the City of Urban, and then I also will help them get business resources.
Business resources. And how long have you been in this position?
I've been in this position actually for 4 months, but I've been in business diversity for roughly about 10
years. So one of the things that I would love for you have to add, and I want you to add this in, I have 10 years of business diversity experience, because yes, the 4 months, I'm like, oh my God, is she still training? But that 10 years, now I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a connect that knows the business, that knows the ins and outs, right? And she's in the right field of business because I'm a business and it's diversity. So I would say put that into the pitch, which was great. You did a phenomenal job and you were under 60 seconds. And then I love the piece that you would love to know how you can help me. Of course, you're going to get my email, right? Because it's not about you. Although you want to help others, you put it right there on the table. How can I help? So what I would add, A Love, is that you have 10 years, talk up on that 10 years, because now I'm like, oh, wow. And where, and what facility or whatever. And that now our 60 seconds may just went to a whole 2 minutes, because now I want to know more about you and of course your years of experience. Excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. You're welcome. You're welcome. And please put your email in here as well.
Oh, yes. I dropped everything into the chat box, and I also put our workshop that we have coming up on the 27th.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to scroll up. Phil, is there anyone that raised their hand? I'm just going to go in this chat really quick just to see if I may pick on someone this way.
I'm taking a look, Jessica, and I'm not seeing anyone. Unique did a great job, and so glad to hear a fellow, I believe she's from Texas,
Is she?
give her pitch. So that was awesome.
Yes. Oh, I see her here. Okay, perfect. All right. So, Phil, is there any way I can see any names on the gallery, or I'm gonna go in here. I think I see another person. Is there a guy? Is there a guy that commented, Phil? I want to pick on a guy now.
I think VRJ may have commented. He may want to share. Let's see if he raises his hand. VRJ.
Can I? I'm the queen of unmuting people. Can we just unmute him? Oh, VRJ raised hand. Okay, good.
All right, he's raising his hand. I'm going to unmute him.
Okay, excellent. Hello.
VRJ. He may be muted on their phone or their device.
VRJ, can you unmute yourself? Okay, I don't know if he's having technical difficulties. I'm going to get back to VRJ, and I would love to hear from Susan Paul, who's been very active in the chat. Susan, can I talk to you about your elevator pitch?
Hi, Susan. We've just unmuted you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Susan Paul.
Oh, wait, hold on, Susan. I gotta time you, honey. Hold on.
Oh, sure.
All right, Susan, and go.
Good evening. My name is Susan Paul, and I'm a small business management consultant based out of Boston, Mass. And I've been in business for roughly 5 years, and I make a difference by helping Black business owners go after grants, not loans, with a focus on government relations and also technology, using it to amplify them. My handles are @AimHighSDC on Twitter and IG.
So first of all, Susan, you finished in about 40 seconds, which is great. Small business management consultant, 5 years. You help Black and Browns get grants, government, tech. You gave us your IG handle. You did great. Now, what I would, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Where did she mention what city she worked in? And if she did, I'm not sure if I missed it. Did she tell us where she worked,
She
Phil?
said Boston. She said
She
Boston.
said
Boston, but I actually serve nationally. So I target San Diego, Columbia, South Carolina, Boston, and Cambridge.
So nationally sounds a lot bigger than Boston to me, right? I would love for you to lead with national. I'm like, oh my goodness, this girl's all over, right? Her reach is all over, which shows your expertise. You said 5 years. You did a good job, Susan. I don't think I have anything to say besides, did you say the location, which you did? I would love for you to say national. And I would love to talk to you some more, Susan. So you mentioned that you have your IG. This is me, actually, we were talking. So Susan, within the 5 years of you working under this entity, what was your most, and now this happens because people love to put you in the hot seat sometimes. What was your most challenging client that you worked with?
I would say my most challenging client would have been when I got selected to work for an elected official. So working on a campaign and helping her amplify, and she actually won. She became state representative. But for me, it was a switch because I was never a field organizer. I had worked for the government, but it was a switch because I just had to use a different skill set. So I had to learn how to use transferable skills in terms of doing the online and the virtual training to help her win a re-election. So I think that was probably my most challenging client, having a contract with an elected official.
Love it. I love that you didn't throw them under the bus, right? So it's like you use words that work. Like my professor always says, never throw anyone under the bus. It was a new opportunity for you. So you had to kind of figure it out. Susan, you did that. Round of applause. Yes, girl, you did that. And I love that.
Much appreciated.
You're
Thank
absolutely
you.
welcome. So only thing I would want you to add, Susan, instead of just saying Boston, put the national, right? We want to talk up ourselves, use these adjectives, if you will, to give a bigger picture, because people think think with photos as well. But now when you say national, I looked up, I'm like, national? Okay, girl. I love that. You and A Love, you guys nailed it. I know I'm close on time, but if I can get one guy in here, one guy. Okay, Alicia says no. Okay, so no, Alicia, it's okay. Hopefully we'll catch a guy next time, but you know, the name of the game was to maximize the time that you had with us. And so you guys did that. Okay, Alicia, next slide. You got amazing talent in here. Oh, wow. I will. Okay, so our next steps to become a networking pro is, of course, to get deep on your why, create a plan with clear outcomes and actions, and execute. Never give up. Never, ever give up on networking. That's not on here, but you know me. So ways that you can stay on task. This is and we can definitely send it to Phil if persons want to have some reminders in front of them. My networking reminders is to take a deep breath before you start talking. We spoke about that. I spoke about my smile, how it comforts persons, smile more, and also to follow up within 2 days. After 2 days, we are on to the next thing, right? And what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about the event. Make sure your subject is strong, right? I attended the USBC networking event, ... Now I know where we connected. Okay, also, networking goals for the week. Remember, I told you your top 5. I would love for that to be your first thing on this list, top 5. So you can put research, right? Also, what do you want out of networking? Has to be defined here. I would probably put that as number 2. And number 3, whatever that may be. I gave you guys a lovely plethora of tips. That's up to you. But this is a workable document, and every day is going to look different. Okay. And again, thank you guys so much for your time. Me and Alicia, we are so happy to be here as the Career Mavericks, 2 women of colors that's out here not playing games with you guys. And, thank you for taking your time. And we're open for Q&A. I know Phil likes to lead that.
Yes, yes. Hey,
Please
thank you
email us,
both.
stay in touch. There was a question about elevator pitch. You can email me because I know we're wrapping up, but I just wanted to just talk to her really quickly about the elevator pitch for beginners. That is a workshop that I do teach. You want to record your voice, right? Which is very big. You also want to record yourself in the video format. So there's apps where you can record your voice, because of course your voice will change when you get nervous. Those are my best 2 tips for my beginners.
Well, that was amazing, Jessica and Alicia. I'm telling you, every time I come to one of these, I feel, even more empowered than the last event that we had. And so, as usual, I have a round of questions. But before I do, I wanted to comment on Susan's pitch. There was something that she said in there that was very compelling. And, I liked Unique's pitch as well. But what Susan says was, I make a difference by helping Black-owned businesses do this. And so to me, that kind of caught my attention, and it let me know that she didn't talk specifically about how many businesses she works with. She just let us know specifically what she does to help these businesses. So that was really compelling there. All right, you are in the hot seat. We're going to give you just a couple of quick questions to help our audience, and then we're going to go to our regular commercial toward the end. Okay, so real quickly about networking. Does one have to be an extrovert to be an effective networker?
Absolutely not. I think it's a combination, because I have my moments, right? I think they call it ambivert. Alicia, help me out, right? And so that's the person that is shy, the introvert, and then you have someone that's the extrovert. I'm actually, and you guys are gonna laugh and say, no, I'm not. But I'm mostly an introvert based on my personality test. I like to be alone. See, I hate telling people that. I'm not necessarily this outgoing person. When the lights are on, the show has to, start. But Phil, to answer your question, I think the strongest persons that come to the networking realm are the ones that are the introvert, because it takes more out of them. But the reception is like, wow, their temperament is so different. They're not loud, they're not boisterous. And so I think they thrive in the networking sector because it's not about showing off. They're just here. They're the cool cat,
Right.
So, but I'm an introvert, man.
I'm glad you say that because people need to know that, hey, it doesn't matter your disposition. Just get out there, meet people, definitely try to make connections, build relationships,
Mhm.
and then help one another out. So I liked all of the tips where you talked about collaboration,
Mhm.
especially. It's not just about what you can get from that person, but how can I help you accomplish your goals? Because ultimately, then you'll be able to receive or reciprocate on the backside.
Yes. 99.9999%, it'll come back to you. It will come back to you by collaborating from a good heart. And
There you go.
that's just me. It's just from a good place.
There you go. All right, all right. I got another one coming. Social media is like
Yes.
having a personal dashboard or a personal billboard, rather.
Yes.
How much time and money, as networking goes, should we invest in social media?
Well, that's a great comment or question there. So for me now, where I'm at, I have a timer. And it's an alert that will tell me, and everyone's phone has it, I believe, that it'll tell me how long I've been on social media because it's a time stealer. I'm going to be 100%. You'll be clicking, clicking, clicking away. I spend an hour, and that's in the morning when I'm at my highest energy level, for the most part, for social media. And then around 11, 12, now I get to work. I like to work in the afternoon. So I would say it really depends on your life. But I wouldn't be on social media more than an hour because like I said, it takes your time. And then social media is free. All of these apps are free. If you want to get a social media manager, if you will, that's going to cost. You have persons on the novice and beginners, and then you have the experts. So I would say go on Fiverr, is it Fiverr? Alicia, can you type that in? You have persons that you can get social media help for $10, right? If you want to boost an ad, for me, for marketing, you got to have that marketing budget, and it may not be an Insta. You may want to take that to Facebook. So again, you kind of have to know what your niche is. And by figuring that out is paying attention to your posts. So again, in the beginning, you may spend more than an hour because you're trying to feel out your audience, finding out, when is the best time to share, because that varies industry to industry. But I would say no more than an hour. And I would say do the work yourself, get to know the people before you start paying for services and stuff like that, because then you're no longer connected to the people. And they know that as well. And as far as branding, I would say, I think Alicia touched upon this last time, but your brand is everything. Okay. So you would want to invest in a photo shoot, get some good images of yourself. And then now you do the work and you post everything. I talked about Planoly, things that are free. Yeah, no, I love free. So there you go.
There you go. There you go. Another great webinar, and I definitely appreciate you both. The Career Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, network like you mean it. They just delivered another powerful webinar. This webinar is being recorded, so you can go back and watch this as many times as you like, just to make sure that you capture all the information, pick up on all the different tips and tricks and hints that Jessica provided. And then also, really work on developing that elevator pitch. I think that that's going to be something that's very valuable to unlock a lot of doors for many of our entrepreneurs. So thank you both, Jessica and Alicia. And now we're going to go to just a quick commercial break before we wrap things up. Our programming resources are provided by the United States Flag Chamber Community Economic Development Corporation. We work hard every single day to identify talent like the Career Mavericks. As Jessica mentioned, yes, we do slide in the DMs whenever we find ultra talented people. And so we want to make sure that we keep our ear to the streets and make sure that we reach out and find folks that can bring you valuable content, just like the Career Mavericks. Also, we have an opportunity for you all as Black business owners to register your business with the U.S. Flag Chamber at buyblack.us. And what buyblack.us is, it's a platform designed almost like a directory, but it's going to be so much more in that we're creating an opportunity to certify businesses as Black owned. We'll be the first organization to certify businesses as Black owned. So this is going to be incredibly important. So go to our website and take a look at that information. Go to buyblack.us. Next up, we do have an outstanding inventory of virtual webinars and on-demand resources. As you know, in this pandemic, we have to find different ways to deliver content to our businesses and our entrepreneurs. You can visit usblackchambers.org/webinars and get a chance to take a look and browse some of the content. The first two webinars that Jessica and Alicia put on in the first couple of weeks of April are out on our YouTube location, and they can also be found on this webinars page. So anytime you want to take a look at any virtual webinars that have been recorded, any on-demand resources we have, please go out and visit this link. It's you a lot of valuable information. And then next up, we have a Grow with Google free training. There's actually a Grow with Google free training event that's taking place tonight, later on after this event. So you can definitely go out there and take a look at what Google has to offer. They have some great coaches that come through the US Black Chamber, and they offer us tons of valuable content that helps with our businesses and training and resources and what have you. So definitely go out there and take a look at Grow with Google. Next up, if you are a business owner needing funding, you can apply for a PPP loan through Chase. I believe the deadline or the extension has been moved to May 31st, but visit www.chase.com/PPP. All right, and lastly, for up-to-date information and resources on the CARES Act and navigating through COVID-19 for small businesses, please visit usblackchambers.org/CARES Act. You can also join the United States Black Chambers Commerce, or you can take a look at some of our local chambers for consideration of membership. You can also attend other weekly webinar series that we have. Of course, this is our Thursday's Edge, where we're fortunate enough to bring on talent like Jessica and Alicia here. So definitely go out there, visit, take a look at all the information that we have available, and then consider the US Black Chamber for all of your future resource needs. That's all we have for you today. I want to thank again Jessica and Alicia, and they have one more webinar that they will be putting on next Thursday. So you want to make sure that you are there, be there in the place to be. So remember, free is everything, as Jessica Sinclair would say. So I definitely want you all to take advantage of these webinars while you can. Thank you all and have a great day and stay safe.